Townhouses in Calgary are the most expensive they have ever been, with no slowing down in sight, according to this graph here. So if you're looking to get into the market, it's very important that you create a plan well in advance. So go ahead and book a call. It's the very first link in the description. My name's Fyfe, your Calgary Realtor. Let's dive into this. So let's start this off by looking at what the Calgary Real Estate Board has written about townhouses themselves. The sales to new listing ratio remained exceptionally high at 89%, preventing any significant shifts in the low inventory situation, meaning that there are a lot of buyers out there and not enough new listings, which is keeping inventory, or the leftover homes at the end of the month, very low. Inventory levels are down 50% compared to last year. In May, the benchmark price reached $390,000, a 2% gain over last month, and a nearly 9% high from last year's peak price point of $359,000. Now, row prices across all districts with year-over-year gains exceeded 15%, which was crazy to say the least. Townhouses have increased so much in price point that it's unbelievable at this point. So let's go and dive into it, figure out what's going on. So I'm going to come back to this chart here because this chart does have a lot of good information on it. Now, the red line is the benchmark price, the blue bar is the inventory, or the leftover homes, and the green bar is the sales. First of all, the red line, very obvious. You can see that it's absolutely shot up over the last year. You can see from May to December of last year, townhouses actually held really well. When the interest rates were increasing, the price point for townhouses, they fell, but not by much at all. And I was praising townhouses because they really held their ground, especially when you compared it to places like Toronto and Vancouver. You can see that the inventory fell and the sales fell at a really nice pace, making it, a little bit more tighter and tighter going right into November, December. Now, when January, February, April, forgot March there, started coming about, you can start to see how the sales started to increase over inventory. So in March, it got really close. April, it started to overshadow that. And then May, it just absolutely blew past that. So the sales have greatly outweighed the inventory at the end of the day, causing a very significant price increase. Now, if the new listings don't peak up and the inventory doesn't step up, the pricing is not going to slow down. And I'm assuming that it's going to continue to rise. So when we talk about benchmark price here in Calgary, some people want to know what those attributes are. And this breakdown here gives you just that. It is a 2-bedroom with a finished basement with no bedrooms in the basement, 2 full bathrooms, a single attached garage, 1,160 square foot, 1 half bath, so it's a 2.5 bath. It is a forced air natural gas heating. It has poured concrete, and it was built in 2004. So when you see benchmark price for townhouses in Calgary, these are the exact attributes for that. Newer properties are obviously more expensive, more bedrooms are more expensive, double car garages are more expensive. So this is just the baseline of what that benchmark price is. Now you make those adjustments on top of that. So here's the year-to-date stats package for townhouses in all of Calgary. Now this really doesn't affect your personal situation, but it is kind of neat to know. The sales are up, the new listings are up, the inventory is up, and the days on market is down. All of that combined, the pricing, or the benchmark price for townhouses, is up as well. Now, sales are up, thank God, but if you actually compared to last year, March, April, May, it was over 500 to 700 sales in 1 month. New listings, 561, again, compared to last year, it was over 800, and the inventory is up just a little bit, 402. So there really isn't that many sales compared to what it was last year, yet the pricing has increased even though the interest rates have increased, meaning the affordable product in Calgary is still very hot. A townhouse for $390,000 is still very much attractive for people coming from Toronto, Vancouver, or out of country for that matter. So even though that there's not a lot of activity, our pricing is still very much affordable for other people coming from out of town. So let's continue to go on. Now this chart here is the total sales for townhouses in all of Calgary. You can see that it's not quite as high as it was in 2021 and 2022, but it's still well above the 10-year average. 2015 to 20, there was really no activity. In 2021 and 2, it really started to take off. Now, if we look at the new listings, this is where it gets interesting. So the new listings here is actually below the 10-year average. You can see in 2021 and 2022, it absolutely took off. And I actually made a video about this in 2021, I believe, of why the market was so hot. If we go back to the sales here, you can see that there was next to no activity in the market, and pricing really wasn't doing anything. It was fairly stagnant. If anything, it was falling. So when 2021 came around with low interest rates, everyone who wanted to sell sold. 2022, people were fairly surprised. They end up selling as well. Now 2023, a little bit of a different beast. Interest rates are now a lot higher. Everyone who needed to sell sold, and now we're left with a lot of demand and not a lot of new listings. So this is a perfect storm for price increasing. Now, where's it going to leave off? This right here is the microeconomic breakdown of each individual quadrant in Calgary. This will help give you a better understanding of what's going on for your personal situation. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest, it's very important to know these numbers. These are the sales per quadrant, these are the new listings per quadrant, and this is the sales to new listing ratio. You can see that there are a couple quadrants that actually sold more homes than were listed. If you look at Calgary North and you look at Southeast, meaning if you are looking at those two quadrants, it's really important to know that it's going to be more competitive than what it would look like in, let's just say, City Center or Northeast Calgary when looking at townhouses. So this bar here is the inventory, and then this is the months of supply. Now the months of supply is another indicator, just like the sales and new listing ratio, of how competitive it's going to be. You can see the average is 0.81, which is wild, well below 1 month, meaning that if no new listings came on the market and no new buyers came to the market, it would only take less than a month to clear out everything. So again, depending on which quadrant you're looking at making a move in, it is very important to know just how competitive you need to be. Are you able to secure a good deal, or do you have to go into a multiple offer situation and bid higher than the asking price? So these are the price points per quadrant, and again, going back to that benchmark price, those attributes, these are the price points for those areas. This is the year over year percentage, and then this is the month over month percentage. And you can see some pretty drastic month over month increases in terms of price point in 1 month. Wild. So finally, this is the price chart change over the last 5 years. You can just see since 2021, we are on the up, and I don't foresee any slowdown anytime soon. So if you're looking to make a plan, it is very important to talk to a professional, get some insight like this data, and start to figure out how you need to kind of present yourself, or prepare yourself, sorry, not present, of what you need to do to win. It's very important to talk to someone well in advance, because it is not getting any easier to pick up real estate. You really need to make sure that you're staying competitive, because you do not want to get burnt out or lose out on any good opportunities that you feel are your dream home. So with that being said, click the link in the description, book a call with me if you have any questions, and I guess I'll see you on the next one. Peace.